Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Buchi. I am a filmmaker and photographer. Uh, I'm not a YouTuber. This is new to me, but in honor of Sickle Cell Awareness Month, I decided to come out and tell my story. So please bear with me. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but this has been a long time coming, and I decided, you know what, this is the time. I'm just gonna do it. I'd like for you to be patient with me because I might ramble. And if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my phone. I have some notes down on my phone. Like I said, I'm not a YouTuber. Yeah, that's it. Before I go ahead, I would like to ask that you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. All right, enough of that. Let's go straight into why I'm here. I'm sure you guys have seen the title, and for so many years, so many years, if I need to put a number in it, I think since 2015, I have been so scared to put out this video, like I said earlier, because of the stigma around it, and especially being African and Nigerian. By the way, I'm Nigerian, if you did not know that. And I have searched around and I haven't found a lot of videos regarding this issue. You go online and you check, you see videos of people living with cancer and other diseases, but that of sickle cell anemia is almost nowhere to be found. And so after Fari by Sisyokwe put out her video, she shared a lot of stories that resonated with me, and I decided, you know what, we are living the same life in different places on earth, and I decided if she can have the courage to do this, I think I can too. I'm ready to share my story with the world, and I've decided to do it. First, let me officially say I am living with sickle cell. I have sickle cell anemia. I have been living with sickle cell for almost 30 years, and it has been trying. It has been tough, to say the least. Tough in the sense that there are just so many things associated with it, and criticisms, stigmatizations, and all of that. Let me not jump ahead of myself. That's gonna lead me into some of the points I will be talking about today. I'm gonna be touching on 4 points because I don't want this video to be too long. But if you do not know what sickle cell anemia is, sickle cell anemia is a blood disease. It's when the blood cells is sickled. So basically the normal blood cell is like round, and yeah, but that in sickle cell anemia is like the moon, you know, that arched whatever shape of the moon. If I find a picture, I'll put it somewhere. And whenever that happens, it puts us in severe pains. I mean, excruciating pains. Pains in your joints, in your bones in general. We just feel pains. What so many people do not know about sickle cell anemia is that it is life-threatening. There are so many places you get pain at on your body. Like, there are so many bones in my body I did discover until I came of age and I realized, okay, I feel pain here. And this pain, you go through it and you can't even explain it. This is the kind of pain that it comes on you, and there was a time I was in so much pain. I was on oxygen. They put me in the ICU, and I was begging God to kill me. That's how much pain I was on. Mind you, I have been given all the strong narcotic painkillers, everything, but the pain was so bad that at some point I was crying to God, and I just said, if you can't reduce, I'm not even asking you to take away this pain. If you can't reduce it, just kill me. I go through all of that. Sometimes I have crisis for 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks straight. That's like the severe crisis. There are different phases of crisis in sickle cell anemia. There's like the mild, slight crisis. There's the one that is like average, in between. And there is the severe one. In my day-to-day life, I live in pain. I know it's weird to say, but I literally live in pain. In a week comprises of 7 days. In a week, 5 days out of a week, I take painkillers because I just have pain somewhere. It may not be severe, but it's just pain that makes you going about your day very uncomfortable. But then, because of how the world is and because of how judgmental, okay, I'm not gonna cry. And because of how judgmental people are, I have learned to build a high tolerance for pain. I take my meds. I live on medications, basically. There are medications I take daily. There are the ones I take when I have pains. And there are other ones. But every day of my life, I live on medications. These medications have side effects. Side effects that, left to my doctors, I should just be at home in bed resting. But no, I'm an adult. I need to make money. I need to cater for myself. I don't live off my parents anymore. And it's just how the world will see you like you are lazy. I've heard so many people call me lazy, incapable, not knowing what I'm going through. Because how many people can I sit down and explain to that this is how I feel right now? I'm trying to put up a show, but I'm dying inside. At some point, I decided to let a few people know that I know my family. Thank God I've had great support. Like, my family is the best. I'm sorry, I'm getting so emotional, and I said I was not going to do this. Let me stop rambling and let me just go straight to the point. I said I was going to touch on 4 points today, and these points are aspects that I, as a sickle cell warrior, that's what we are called. We're called warriors because we battle for our life every single day. 4 points that me, myself, as a warrior, I go through, and how it should be stopped, or why it should be stopped, because these things affects me and affects us, people living with sickle cell. So, number 1 is pain out of nowhere. I can be in a business meeting and everything is fine. I'm having a great day. And out of nowhere, I can just start feeling pain. Not because I've done anything I'm not supposed to do, but that's what sickle cell is for you. It ruins your day. It ruins moments. So I've had times in the past where I've had friends, in quotes, friends, say things about me that they did not even know I have overheard or I know of. And I don't blame them, because at that point I didn't come out to them. The few good friends, the few close friends that finally got to know about this have come to understand the fact that there is a limit I can go. Yes, sometimes I try to push beyond that limit just so I can do things every normal person does. But I know I have to pay for it. Things like going to the beach, things like just hanging out and doing things that would beef up my adrenaline, things like that. These things are things I can't do. I can do them, don't get me wrong, but I know I'm gonna pay for it. Except for some reason, God looks at me and is like, my daughter, you're gonna be fine, don't worry, I got you covered on this one. But aside that, I need to know my boundaries, I need to know my limits. So that is one of it. And Another of it is the aspect of, still piggybacking off the aspect of pain out of nowhere. I can have a good day, good week, and I'm just sleeping. Out of nowhere, in my sleep, I just scream and shout because I'm in so much pain and I need help. Yes, it happens. Like, as of 4 days ago, I was lying down crying in pain. But then when all of this is gone, I bounce back, we bounce back, and you see us and, oh, she's this, she's that. But you don't know the battles we have just fought. You don't know what we are going through. Sometimes I get out of a crisis, not because the pain has completely gone, but because it's in that mild area where, okay, I can take not so strong painkillers like Tylenol or whatever, and go about my day, but I still feel that I'm in pain. But as the years have passed, I have tried so hard not to let that stop me. So that is something I battle with every single day. There is no day you see me that I do not have my drugs with me. I have drugs, and I always have water, because as a sickle cell warrior, I have to always stay hydrated. So many people do not believe I have it, like the few people I have come out to and told. But people that actually are knowledgeable about this disease, they know from my eyes. When you look at my eyes are yellow. If you go look at my pictures on my Instagram, I'm gonna link my Instagram, go follow me. I have my personal one and my business one. You would see, yes, I edit my eyes, the color of my eyes out, because they are yellow. And for some reason, I don't tell people. They're like, oh, your eyes are yellow. I'm like, yeah, it's just like that. Because at some point in my life, I was ashamed to say I had sickle cell anemia. And that will lead me into my second point, stigmatization. Whew. This is the one where the waterworks are gonna start rolling. Okay, stigmatization. Like I said earlier, living with sickle cell has been tough. I have been stigmatized in ways that I did not think people can be stigmatized. I have been stigmatized by people that I did not expect would stigmatize me. From friends to people I was in relationships with, to colleagues, to bosses, to managers. Yeah. Sometimes I hear people say, oh, she's sick again. And stigmatization for me it started when I was still in like nursery school or primary school. I think you guys call it elementary school abroad. Yeah, it started that way, from that place for me. You hear people say, oh, she's not in school again, she's not in school today, she's sick again. Please, what's wrong in just saying, oh, she's not feeling too well or she's sick? That again, like, how does it make y'all's life better? I overheard some of my friends at some point saying, you sure say she not be a biku? For my non-Nigerian viewers, I'm going to try and translate that. And when I heard it, I couldn't stop being friends with them, but I cried. I was in Leeds City University in Nigeria, in Ibadan. And I overheard some of my friends saying, talking about, now wow, I don't think we're going to invite her anywhere, because small thing now, she will just fall sick. Now wow. I didn't tell them about it. Some of them do not know about it. I don't know if they will remember. If they watch this video, they might remember. If they don't remember, it's fine. I forgave them long ago and I let it go. But things like that, it's not okay. There was someone I was beginning to be in a relationship with at some point, and this human had the nerve to say, when I came out to him, because there was a point in my life where I would just hide it, but I came out to him and I made one post on Instagram, and this human really had the nerve to tell me, this is not something you should put public. You should be hiding it. Are you not ashamed of yourself? they make you feel ashamed, like I have some contagious disease. FYI, sickle cell anemia is not contagious. You get it from birth. When two parents, one which is AS, another one AS, comes together and conceive, either one or some or however many, I don't know how the arithmetic goes, it's gonna be SS, and I am. And so the fact that you need to make me feel like I can't talk about my struggles, shame on you. Like I was saying, stigmatization, it goes on in every aspect, especially being Nigerian. It's like a shame to say, oh, I'm SS, I have sickle cell. For some reason, I don't know what notion people conceived in their minds to feel like it's okay to bash someone going through this much struggle. But we as warriors, we have decided to be strong and be there for ourselves. And that's why in this month of September, which is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna F anything anybody says. And I'm going to share my story, because there is someone out there, in as much as, yeah, everyone is on social media now, there is someone out there who still feels the way I used to feel some years back. But if you're there, I want to let you know that you are not alone. Someone out here understands your struggle. You know, at some point in my life, I tried expressing this, but I couldn't. So, like I said, I'm a filmmaker. I decided to make a movie after I finished my master's degree about sickle cell. But this time around, I didn't demean it the way so many people demean this illness. I looked at it from an angle where it gives us a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, that light may be selective at some point. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm gonna leave a link to that movie in the description box. You can go watch it. It's Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Let's spread awareness. So I did that, but I still realized that I got a lot of backlash for even doing that. I'm like, I'm a sickle cell warrior. You didn't think I did so much research before deciding to put such a movie out into the world? All piggybacking back to the fact that people make you feel like it is something you shouldn't share with the world. Oh well, guess what? I'm sharing this and I'm living in my truth. The next point is career and fear. There are 2 points mixed together. And although I touched a little bit on fear in my previous point, I decided to add it in here because it goes hand in hand for me, in a sense that in the aspect of my career, I have a master's in film production, and I can remember vividly when I told someone about my health, because the person was like, oh, you were not in class, you know, you should have missed this class, or this, that, we did this on set, you were supposed to be on set. I'm like, I push myself every day. Every single day. I push my body way beyond I ever thought I could push my body. So if my body decides to break down now and I need to listen to it, I'm gonna listen to it. And she was like, oh, what do you mean? And I'm like, this is what I have. She was like, oh, really? Oh, you shouldn't be here. You can't do this. This is gonna be so strenuous. I'm like, I can do whatever I put my mind to. Whatever I put my mind to, I can do it. I may be career-wise. After graduation, I had so many times I've missed so many opportunities because I had sickle cell. Like, I have like a great interview coming up, and ooh, I can remember one of my first major interviews after I graduated from my master's degree. I had always looked forward. It was like on my top 5 list of big TV stations to work at as a producer. One of it, I think it was the 5th on my list. They called me for an interview and I went. Oh my god, it was amazing. It was amazing to the point that they wanted me back. They had 2 stages and the second stage was the final stage. They wanted me back for the second stage, and even when the guy invited me back for the second stage, he was like, you know how you go for an interview and someone just makes you know that, okay, you know what, you are exactly what we want, but they don't say it directly to you because of course they can't say that. So I went, and after the first one, they finally got back to me and they set a date for the second one. And oh my god, the day before the second one, my sickle cell crisis started. I didn't know who to call. I didn't know what to do. All I could do was pray. I said, God, if you make me miss this interview, please give me something better, because this has been like a lifelong dream to work at this place, and now sickle cell is gonna stop me. And like I said, it always starts, like the major crisis always starts in the middle of the night. Like it just creeps up on you. Most of the time I've gone to the emergency room, it's between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. because it creeps up on you at a time where you are, it's like it knows. I don't know how. So on this day, it started around like I think 1 a.m. I was so stubborn. I refused to call my younger brother. I was groaning in pain in the room, and then there's this bed heater my younger brother gave me, so I turned it on. And on my bed when I sleep, I always have my medications by my side and a bottle of water. So I turned it on, and oh my god, after taking the medicine, I took like my strongest painkiller that I had with me. I was just praying but crying. In the morning, it didn't get any better, and I was refusing to go to the hospital because I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. I couldn't. That's how I missed that offer. That's how I missed that opportunity. Several others, like I have stories of times where I have done crazy things just to beat sickle cell crisis, to get to things that I know I rightfully deserve. I know I am way more qualified for. But sickle cell crisis did not let me. So having to deal with that, having the knowledge of that as a person, things like that are going to weigh you down. Things like that are going to get you sad. And it does for me. There were times where I went for interviews not in the right state of mind. There were times where I went for interviews in just being a complete wreck. If you want me to share that story time, leave it in the comment below. But yeah, things like that have affected my career. I finally got a job here, and having to deal with very cold environments. As you know, as a sickle cell person, I don't play with cold. I don't do cold in any way, shape or form. Indoor or outdoor, I don't do it. So having to work in a company that you have very inconsiderate managers and everywhere is cold, you're so scared, because you see how things are running over there. You're so scared to even tell anyone that, okay, oh, this is it. So I started falling sick and sick and sick and sick, and at some point I started getting threatened. Or if you fall sick again, you are going to have to this. If you do this again, you're going to have to that. So you can imagine how that feels. Like, I've worked with so many colleagues, and because they know about my health, it's like they demean, they belittle your efforts, they belittle any idea you have. And at the end of the day, I can't continue to have to prove myself to anybody. At some point in my life, I wanted to keep doing that, but I just looked at myself and I told myself, you know what? It's really not worth it. People are going to say whatever about you. People are going to think whatever about you. Well, at that point in my life, it really hurt. And then having to deal with all of this, deal with the stigmatization, and deal with the pain I'm going through physically in my body. Come on, that's a lot. That's really a lot. So that will lead me to my next point. My last point. Dating and marriage. These aspects it is really interesting. First of all, we generally know that anyone who is SS is limited to dating, not dating and getting married to someone who is on the AA. And this has limited me in so many ways. I've come out to someone before and it was like, oh, it's fine, it's no problem, everything was going on perfectly, like literally perfectly. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, things were going really good. I introduced this person to my siblings and my mother. And one day, out of nowhere, this human calls me and tells me, this is after over a year. This human calls me and tells me, oh, I'm sorry, we can't continue. I'm like, whoa, what happened? What did I do? You know, the first instinct is, oh, what have I done? Go ahead with it because I don't want to marry a wife who will just die as soon as I marry her. But imagine having to hear that in different variations because you are living with sickle cell. Imagine thinking you're in a serious relationship and because you came out to someone that you have sickle cell anemia. Meanwhile, these people are AAO. They start to cheat on you because they know, oh, that's like this one will soon die, so we go through a lot. So basically having all of that in mind, at some point it started to stress me out. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to do my research. There must be a way. What if you finally fall in love with someone who is not AA? Will I stay till I'm 40 because I need to find someone who is AA who would actually accept me and truly love me and be there and be ready to take on the sacrifice of taking care of me? And then I did my research and I found out several things about how you can get IVF done, and I visited some doctors and they talked to me about AS and SS can be together. The only thing is they're going to have all their children via IVF. Except you're going to have to go through a bone marrow transplant, which is another way of curing sickle cell anemia. I thought of all of this and I decided to make my move. Like I said, I will link the video down. It's a sickle cell awareness video. It's sickle cell awareness month. I want us to share it to as many people as it can reach so that it can touch lives, it can help people. Another bonus point I would like to give is, if you know anyone living with sickle cell anemia, a friend, a lover, a wife, a sibling, be there for them. Do not stigmatize. We want to live our lives as normal as possible, but we are limited. And yes, sometimes we push ourselves, but there's only so much we can do. There's only so far we can push ourselves to. And for people living with sickle cell, if you still feel ashamed, if you still feel stigmatized, I want you to watch this video and realize that you're not alone, first of all. And know that there is nothing wrong with you, whether you're a man or a woman, a boy or a girl. You are actually perfect in all ramifications. You can conquer the world if you put your mind to it. Do not let any side talk of anyone bring you down. Please listen to your body. If you don't know what listening to your body is, I would explain that in another video if you guys want me to. But listen to your body. Know when to stop. Don't think, oh, they will now say I'm lazy. Bruh, sis. If they want to say you are lazy, let them say. Go for your dreams. Don't let it stop you from applying for that job. Don't let it stop you from going for that fair. Don't let it stop you from going for that degree. Don't. If it's a business you want to start, if you have everything locked down, do it. You don't have to have the whole world by your side. I don't. But I've gone ahead to win several awards. That hasn't stopped me. So please, don't let anyone stop you. Don't let their criticizing stop you. Don't let them, or what would they say, the fear of this, the fear of, oh, what if I break down, I will disappoint this. Bruh, sis, even people that do not have sickle cell disappoint people on a daily basis. So what is your own wahala? Please. Anyways, thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. And like I said in the beginning, September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Spread it, put it on your social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere you can, Facebook, put it out there. Let's bring awareness to this thing. Like I said, I'll put the link of the movie I made for raising awareness for sickle cell anemia. I'll put it in the description box. I have so much to share, but I've been so scared that I wouldn't go so far. No one would watch, no one would accept. I mean, I'm not a popular person, you know, especially in the African Nigerian community. If you're not popular, if you don't know someone popular, your video will not go anywhere. I believe it will. The few people it will touch, the few people it will get to, just having that little impact is all I aim for. Have a great day wherever you are in the world, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.